And we are live. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Manhattan by Midnight, a VTM V5 actual play here on Going Critical. My name is Fabs. I am the storyteller. I also DM a different show. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, a few announcements. So this VTM game, you see these lovely people. You know, you can actually affect this game. It's set in Manhattan, and things do happen, but if you want to make things easier for the players, because let's be honest, Vampire is pretty rough. You can actually buy feeding opportunities. You can buy rouse rerolls. And there is one more thing. I am blanking right now for what you can purchase for them. But if you are wondering what our tip menu is, you can check down the about below, and you can help out if you. Another thing is Going Critical. We run a lot of shows, and we just announced 2 new projects. If you want to apply for them, you can check out our Twitter for the applications forms, and please give us a follow once you're there. We also have our Discord. You can join our community and talk about the shows, and we have a Patreon, which we have additional content, and money made from the Patreon basically helps us keep the lights running, helps us buy more games to make new shows. So if you want to help us out and support us, you can do that, or you can give us a sub. Prime subs are free. If you want to give us that Prime sub of yours, we would greatly appreciate that. Enough of the announcements. Let me introduce you to our vampires. As you can see, we are missing one kindred tonight. Blue Jay is doing a foot, and we will have them back this week. But no further ado, let's start with Kai. You introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Hi everybody, I'm Kai. I use he, they, she pronouns, and I am playing Andre the Bruja, who uses he, him pronouns.
Oh yeah. Alex.
Hello, my name is Alex. I use he, they pronouns. I'm at Aldermancy most places, and tonight I am playing Aurelius, a French vampire who also uses he, they pronouns.
Emily.
Hello, my name is Emily. Oh my gosh. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Rowan, whose pronouns are she, they. You can find me online at Emily Pearson Art.
Amazing. And last but not least, Danny.
I am Danny Pack. I'm Bushland on Twitter. I am playing Evie, the Tremere. I forgot my pronoun. I'm they, them. She is she, her.
Amazing. Let me just do one quick thing. Anyway, I am also the engineer for tonight, so bear with me if there are minor technical difficulties, or even let me know in the chat and I'll try to fix that. But yeah, last we left off, we had the first introduction of the Coterie. They first met based on basically a bunch of offenses that they've done within the kindred community. Some were smaller than others, but deemed all the same by the King of New York, who we know as Angel Molina, who they first met and gave them an assignment. Along with Angel, they met with 2 other individuals, Aegon, who is the sheriff for the Prince of New York, and the Baron of Manhattan, Amanda Galanis. They were tasked to retrieve a small parcel, a duffel bag, from a bruja named Dover. And when they did, unfortunately, they did have an encounter with two other kindred that gave them a little trouble. But they were more than prepared to fix the problem. They got the bag, but might have given the wrong items that the king was looking for. So, moving on now, we're gonna start. We are working with 7 days of downtime. And within those 7 days, our kindred have been busy with their own things as their new haven was being prepared. We are going to start with Rowan.
Hello.
Yeah, Rowan. Please tell me, what have you been doing, primarily within the 7, actually maybe 14 days while your haven is now being prepared for?
I think Rowan would have been doing a lot of bartending, probably harassing Evie quite a bit to figure out what was in the book, and just driving people around and trying to make conversation with her boss and with everyone else.
Yeah, and after several attempts of basically getting your boss's attention on a Thursday evening, you have your chance. You find that it was a slow night. Word has it that a certain cafe in Midtown, the Cafe Muerte, had kind of like a special celebration that kind of drew some of the kindred of New York to Midtown. And you find yourself without much to do, and a slight opening in the office of Siobhan is quite visible, and you take your chance.
Mhm.
So what do you do?
Yeah, I think they're just gonna kind of go in the door a little bit and just knock on the door. Hey,
Hey kid. Hey kid.
hi. I was just really curious about maybe what the fuck you did to, send me on this little field trip that we did.
Look, have a seat. Have a seat.
Yeah, they sit
Um,
down.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the chance to thank you. Really
That's
appreciate it. I It's quite obvious between you that us here at McCready's, we keep most of the kindred at bay. We keep the masquerade, and we give them more of a place to be free, not really go off the rails. So losing me was kind of a bad look, and not that I'm saying you're expendable, but
Oh, I absolutely think that I'm expendable,
no,
but I
don't,
appreciate the gesture.
honey, don't sell yourself too short. So, all right. She stands up, closes. She heavily kind of like pats you on the both shoulders. You wanna smoke? You wanna drink something?
Sure.
She pours you a glass of wine, places that, and takes out kind of like a small cigarette case and offers you a cigarette. Takes one
Yeah.
herself. And she pushes a button on kind of like this apparatus on on her desk, and after a few seconds, it pops up, and it looks like you're familiar with this. It's a car lighter, because you know that unable to smoke, Kindred may have to resort to other things than using fire to light their cigarettes. And they light both of your cigarettes. She kind of lounges in her office chair and said, "See, I believe it was one of those days that you were gone. Let's just say one of the bigwigs that Amanda kind of knows, they might have broken a rule or two from the bar. Fortunately, I couldn't let that slide, so I had to take things into my own hands. Fortunately, it got messy. So we had a little bit of hell to pay. So
What rule did they break?
well, you know how we deal with kindred and kind under our roof. Nobody dies, and we keep it clean. If you kill, then you have to suffer consequences. It would have been a slap on the wrist if he just left, but we had to use a little bit of force. So one thing led to the other. Someone got,
And this is someone that shouldn't have gotten...
Exactly. A little bit.
Okay.
You're a youngin', you wouldn't really know how old this creep was, but yeah. He was up there. So, but thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing. And I heard business is good. You've been driving around people. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you guys talked about the job like we were going to die, but it really wasn't that bad. It felt like a walk in the park.
Bunch of barons and the sheriff come at your door and say they need kind of whatever help they need. Sometimes you just worry, right? So I'm really glad that you're okay, kid.
Yeah, I don't want to say this lightly, but if you need someone to go just because you don't want people to recognize you, you could just tell me. You don't have to.
Look, you've been here for how long?
Fuck if I know.
Right? It's only been a few years, and I can't really say that I trust you, but now that you did what you did, I think I can safely say that you're quite reliable. She kicks her feet on the table. Look, I'll be more open, but then again, I don't think to be, because look at you, big shot, having a new domain with this new coterie.
I don't know if you're aware, but I can't exactly sleep there, so I don't know how useful it is to me in particular, but I am so thrilled for everyone else.
Hey, I forgot you're one of those. But look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about having a domain. Just so you understand, having a domain means you have power somewhere. You have resources. People respect you. People need something, and you know that they can provide something. They will, without a doubt, give it to you. All right. Here's the thing. I know you're one of those nomads, but hey, I have high hopes for you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
you don't have to thank me, right? Look, it's a slow night. You wanna head out? You wanna check out the town? Be my guest, all right?
I honestly would rather get the rest of the money for my shift tonight, but I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Look, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I think the people that you sent me with are really interesting. So if you kind of hear any gossip about them, I think that'd be really interesting to hear about. Specifically the small one, it's really angry all the time, and I think that's kind of a little funny. So
Yeah, it's kind of that one has kind of like a Napoleon thing going on.
yeah.
Yeah, you better be careful with that one. It's fine. Yeah, I'll let you know. Look, you're one of mine, so I'll take care of you. Okay?
All right. Um,
All right.
yeah.
Look, if you need to take one of those like driving gigs tonight too, don't worry about it. You did me a solid. I'll give you your money for your shift regardless. If you need to take another thing, feel free to do so, all right?
Yeah, I will go do that, making double the money. I also don't mean to be rude exactly, but the driving shifts are a little necessary when you work as a bartender. It's fine though. It's fine. I'm just saying that bartender doesn't exactly.
Look, if you got trouble with people giving you tips, just you tell me and I'll twist their arm or something.
I don't. I live in a car. I don't really think most people want to be driven around in a car with a bed in the back, but I yeah, if you want to twist some arms, I can provide some arms for
Honey,
you to twist.
honey, I got you. I got you. She holds your hand and is like, you have nothing to worry about anymore, okay?
Oh, great, groovy.
Okay. And she starts to usher you out. And as you're walking through the establishment, you get a text.
Hmm.
And you get an address. Somebody needs a pickup.
Okay.
It is around Christopher Street, somewhere in New Domain.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
go take my my U-Haul.
Amazing. All right, so we're going to stop there for a second, and we are going to let's go with Evie. Evie. Um,
Hey.
this is around a different night.
Mhm.
It's like a slow Tuesday night. And you wanted to do something. How about you describe to the rest of us what you wanted to do tonight?
Let's see. Are we going with the meeting that I'm trying to get?
Yeah, we can do with the meeting.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's start with
Okay.
that.
Sure. Yeah, so she's probably in her lab. She doesn't go away from the lab very often, and she's kind of got like stereotypical like s- girly slacks, blouse, lab coat on over that. And she is like kind of chewing on a pen, like just absolutely destroying it as she's like going through her contact list and being like, who can I bother for this meeting? Because like I have a thing that is leverage now.
Mm-hmm.
So, have I read the journal at this point? Could I have read the journal?
Yeah.
Or is that...
So you open the journal up and you have read through it.
Mhm.
It seems to be in some form of code.
Okay.
Let's see what check we can do for you.
Sure.
To be able to at least understand like a little bit of what you have on, right?
Mhm.
Let's just see. Let's say let's do academics.
Academics? Cool.
Yeah. Intelligence and academics.
Cool. That is 7.
Oh, first off, before you roll, I just
Mm.
realized, everybody, I keep forgetting this. It's been a while since I ran the system. Everybody, let's roll for hunger. Let's see if we get hungrier on that day of the vignette. So roll a d10, and we're gonna try to get a 6 and above to see if we get hungry.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I am not certain if Aurelius's blood potency is 2 or 3. We discussed that he was the oldest, and if he
I think
is
it was a 2.
a
Yeah.
2. Excellent. Okay.
6 and above is hungry, or is 5 and below?
6 and above is good. 5
Okay.
and below is hungry.
Good.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around. Kai, have you made your rouse check?
Yeah, y'all, Andre's a mess. I'm hungry. I am definitely the hungriest vampire here.
Oh no.
Okay. So you get hungrier. What is your hunger at?
3.
3. Okay. You are definitely in a predicament, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Rowan, what was your hunger?
6.
A 6? Okay.
Mhm.
So you're good. You don't get hungrier. Evie,
I got an 8, so I'm
8.
good.
So you. And lastly, Aurelius,
Go up to 9.
you rolled a 9, so you are also good. So Evie, roll me 7 dice. Add your hunger die. And tell me what you get.
Let's see. I got 1 crit and 2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes, so 3 successes. Crits work a little weird here, so once we do get one, that's when I'll explain it. But so you get 3 successes. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of jumbles. You're quite certain that there is a matching cipher to the code to this, but it looks like this is a record. This is a record of some sorts. Whether it's a record of something, you're not entirely sure.
Okay. Knowing that, I'll have definitely sent off at least, assuming Ari texts, we'll have sent him a text and be like, "Hi, I need your help, please, 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 please." Okay, brunch.
You get a message saying, just meet me at the office.
I get the message?
Yes. You
Okay.
get a reply. Meet me at the office.
Okay.
This correct me if I'm wrong, this is your sire.
I said Ari was in reference to Aurelius. That is.
Oh,
the nickname.
Aurelius.
Yes.
Okay. I
Sorry.
was a little bit confused. Okay.
My bad.
So Aurelius, do you have a cell phone?
I have an office phone at the library.
Okay. Do you have
Then
do you have a work email?
Yeah. Do you have something?
Like a public
I
library?
don't think so.
Okay.
A public library, he's probably been assigned a public library email, and they print out the emails for him and put them on his desk.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so adorable. I'm sorry.
I love this low tech idiot. Yeah. Then would have done that versus like leaving a message with
Okay.
somebody else.
So Aurelius, do you find that I would assume Evie would have left a contact number on that email.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free.
It has our like work signature.
Aurelius stares for a long time at the note when he comes back from finishing some research, and then calls the next day.
Why you gotta do my girl like that?
Hey.
It's what
He
she
has
what she
anxiety.
needs.
Yeah.
Bitch. I
Oh,
love it.
me too, Aurelius.
This vampire has so many avoidant behavior patterns.
Are we just vampires in real life? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Why do you think I sleep the way I do?
I don't think I should call her. I feel like it's. I should let it sit for a little bit. That might be a better.
God.
I have a lot of work to do.
But yes, as far as getting the meeting going, would have probably tried their sire first as just the person they're probably closest to and
Yeah.
would have any kind of like authority to do anything.
Yeah, your sire definitely told you meet them at the office.
Mhm.
They looked it over and they definitely can spot that this is with your sire's help, you can definitely say that these things are possible locations. Whether or not where they are, you're not sure. You're gonna really need the cipher, like the pairing cipher to it.
Okay. Oh my god, I am blanking on my sire's name. I didn't write it on my sheet.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We're doing it fast and loose. This is we're not being paid by companies to do this. We're having fun.
I know.
So, what did you wanted to tell your sire?
I'd just be like, hey, I know it wasn't right to keep it when they asked, but I also feel like it's important for us to research it before we hand it over.
Worried about a bunch of anarchs?
I mean, sort of. Seemed like more of an anarch thing than a Camarilla thing. Only the sheriff was there, so it was just like weird.
Whatever.
Bad vibes.
Whatever they're working on, it's none of our concern. And if this is any form of important, then they'll find it. But rest assured, my little one, that this stays between.
Okay. Well, that's good. Thank you. You're always really good to me.
She gives you kind of like she squeezes your cheeks like a child. My little one, very adorable you are. Look,
Evie just like lights up under like the praise.
Don't worry about that dirty king. Just keep this. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Okay.
And we'll find out what this is all about. I'll put my feelers out. Okay?
Okay. Can I ask Ari to help me? He's pretty smart.
Do what you
Please.
will, my child. But do be careful. You tend to be a little distracted around the boy.
It's not like that. It's just, we're still figuring out the awkwardness. It's fine.
Whatever you say, I trust you.
Mm.
Yeah. So, next day, where do you two agree to meet?
See, it would probably be maybe a nice restaurant, like a late night.
Yeah. It would be wherever Ari feels the most comfortable, probably, because Evie knows he's just like super weird about stuff. So it's like, okay, you pick the place, wherever it's gonna make you feel chill.
There's this cafe that's not too far from the library that stays open very late and has fairly fancy food that he sometimes frequents.
Okay. So, to meet I'm curious, which cafe is this one?
Let's call it, oh god, I don't know, like the late night loafer or something.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were referencing something.
Oh, an
that
actual cafe?
An actual cafe that I would also
should.
know. But it's fine. So it's the late night
Joe's
loafer.
coffee.
Joe's coffee. Um,
It's not
it's quite a light ambience. There are a few students, a sprinkle of students trying to study. There's a few people having their little first date, and the two of you see each other in the in this auburn light that the establishment has installed. With this, see both of your faces illuminated as if you both are alive. So, what do you guys do?
I'm going to say that Aurelius is using the blush of life so he can eat a song.
Okay, make me a rouse check for the blush of light.
Okay. That is a 2.
Get hungrier. What is your hunger at?
Well, now it's a 1. It was a 0.
Okay. You hear in the back of your mind, I'm back.
Settle down.
Evie is probably late. She is running around a lot at the moment, and so shows up and is like, hi, sorry, hi.
He hadn't noticed. Okay. You catch Aurelius sitting, reading, legs crossed, picking at a croissant, a very dark cup of coffee. You sit down, say that, and he takes a few moments to respond before he sort of picks up. Bonjour.
Bonjour. And she will seat herself and just, like, for appearances, will, like, order, like, a latte and just be like, okay. So, you're the only person that I know is as smart as me, so I need your help with this. And I will produce the journal.
It is a high compliment. I will take a look.
Okay. Like, it's a cipher, like, clearly some kind of cipher code.
Some
but-
kind of code? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Cracking codes, that's not usually my area of expertise.
Yeah, but I mean, who else am I gonna talk to about it?
No one who attends your library? You don't want them to take a look?
I absolutely don't want to share information with them. I only do it because they make me do it.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind sitting with me for a while, I will parse through it, I suppose.
I don't have a problem with that. Do you have a problem with that?
He starts flipping through the book and does not respond.
She's just sort of
Aurelius. Oh, go ahead.
so mean.
Aurelius, please roll me intelligence plus academics.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please add
let's
that
see.
new hunger die within the
I have a specialty under academics in research. I'm not sure if that applies to this or not, because it's not actually researching. But I might have.
You know,
You
yeah.
tell-
You know what? Add it.
Okay. Intelligence plus academics plus for specialty. And I just got hungrier. Eight dice. That is a crit, so 4, 5, 6,
So
6 successes.
just so everybody knows, when you crit, you count a crit as 2. So basically you count them as 4, technically. 2 per each crit. So you got a crit and 2 more successes, so that is 6.
Yes.
All right, and nothing on the blood die.
A 1 on the blood die.
Just like 1. With 6 successes, you know that this is a familiar cipher. This is a cipher that the Camarilla uses for not necessarily ship manifests, but kind of storage location. You're gonna need the cipher to pretty much know exactly where these things are, but you can get generally the gist that these are normally the codes the Camarilla uses to indicate where certain caches or certain items or relics are kept.
I am not sure exactly what they are keeping behind this code, but it definitely refers to some kind of location. So I suspect that the value of this lies not in the item itself, but rather what hides behind it.
That makes sense. What do you think? Do we try to crack it ourselves?
Well, I've taken a decent crack at it, but I do think I'm not going to get much further without a deeper understanding of the actual code. So this is definitely related to the Camarilla. We might need to take it to a friend of ours.
All right. I'll try to figure it out. She's like feeling really disappointed, and she doesn't know what to do in this situation because she's just like every time she tries to start a conversation with him, it feels like he just sort of like shuts down, like just starts thinking about something else or whatever. So she's like very awkwardly like fiddling with like the foam and just being like, anyways, this is nice.
Yes, it is very quiet here. I like this place.
Do you like it because it's quiet?
I like the atmosphere.
Hmm.
You suddenly hear kind of like giggles as you look. It's this couple that are having a wonderful night and having a great time getting to know.
It's pure envy as you just kind of like looks at them.
Usually it is a little quieter.
Hmm.
But sometimes.
You did pick a spot that college kids are gonna go to.
I find students kind of intriguing still. I don't know why, but they new opinions.
Oh.
You know, I can be a little stuck in my ways.
Yeah, I still have to send you emails. So, yeah.
Emails?
You know the notes that they put in for you? I send those from a computer.
I tend to be of the philosophy that information I require will find its way to me when I need it.
Okay, that's fine. Can I buy you a phone? Like, would that be okay? Would that be wrong? Just
I don't feel like I can really connect with those kinds of screens. I prefer the written word.
okay. I'm just gonna send you a courier from now on that you have to sign for. Is that okay?
Yes, or some thrall or something. That would be fine as well.
I really don't want to do that, but okay. I'll think. We'll see. We'll see you at the next party. Are you coming?
Oh. When?
I haven't set it up, but I mean, like, you have sort of like a standing invitation, and you haven't come recently.
I might be sure, yes, I will definitely be in attendance. I've been meaning to get into the books, as it were, again. So it would be a good excuse to borrow some of your literature.
Oh, okay, perfect. For the next dinner party, any subject you want, I can try to pull people in specialties if you want a specific kind of vibe.
Blood.
Yeah,
Sorceries.
blood sorceries?
Yes.
Okay. I think I can handle that.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
uh, no, you know what? I'm good. Sorry for interrupting your croissant. I'm gonna go.
There was no interruption, but okay.
Okay, bye. And she just very quickly leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like click, 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 ever heels. Just skitters away.
Amazing. As we leave that scene, one last thing. You mentioned something. Play that out. You find yourself actually cafe muerto one night. A different night from when the party happened. Are contemplating about your other predicament. Not the need for power, not the book, and not really concerning anything else. But what you do, basically what happens is you find yourself lonely in the department of romance. You are served your regular order from Victor, who is this dashing man who, well dressed in a suit. He is known as the Butcher, a Hecata who feeds Kindred of New York if they're feeling a little bit more than what McCready's can offer. You're sitting alone until you are joined by a fresh-faced Kindred that you've never seen before. He comes up to you, says, "Is this the seat taken?"
No.
And you see the establishment is empty.
Yeah. It's just like, okay.
You look at this Kindred, and he is of scent. He has nice styled hair. He's wearing kind of like a bookish student look of an attire with like a kind of like a huge sweater on top of like a dress shirt. He also is wearing kind of like a Letterman jacket and some nice raw jeans. He stands about 6 foot tall, and he starts to sit down. Oh, what's a lovely girl like you doing alone in a place like this?
I mean, just having a little supper.
Well,
Just like smiling at him. Very pretty, but also like, what the fuck, guy?
I'm sorry. My name is Daniel. I just actually arrived here in New York, and things are quite new. I just spent most of my week getting to know royalty around, and it's nice to see that there are more down-to-earth people around here.
Oh. Been meeting with princes? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Princes and barons, you know how the rules are.
Mm-hmm. She will offer her hand, like in an expectation that he's going to kiss it, and it will.
And he does.
It's like, my name's Evie.
Well, again, my name's Daniel.
Well, if you're meeting with the higher ups, I assume you're somebody important. So.
No, I'm just a lowly peasant. It's just
Mm.
the rules, of course. I can't. You know, when you don't follow the rules, you end up indebted to most of these people in power, so I'd rather avoid that.
Hearing that, she's gonna kind of like side-eye him a little bit and just be like, that seems a little bit pointed given my week so far. And it's just like, well, it's good to meet you. Do you have business in New York since you're apparently from abroad?
Well, well, if you didn't know, London is a little bit dicey right now, and I need an escape. Vienna's not a good place to be, and Barcelona is just drab, and I needed something more exciting.
I see. Well, New York is very exciting. Do you have anybody to help you get around?
Well, my recent friend had to leave to Los Angeles, and I'm all alone here. So I was wondering whether a lovely kindred like you would escort a man, show him around.
How about you try me a drink first?
And he just smiles and waves over to Victor. And he gets you a vessel. Describe to me your ideal prey tonight.
Oh, God, probably like a girl somewhat similar to her in that it's like youngish, probably tried too hard to be pretty, that kind of thing. And it's just like something about that like kind of pisses her off, and because that is what she is stuck as eternally. So that is like a thing. Sometimes it's just like it'd be okay to fuck with that.
And Victor sends you a proper vessel. You enjoy the night with this new vampire named Daniel.
Cool.
We're going to move on. Aurelius, we're gonna Andre, you're gonna have fun on yours, so we're gonna hold off for you.
I live for fun.
Aurelius,
Yes.
you have met with Evie, and on a different night, you wanted to do some stuff. You wanted to move in some of your part of your library, say, into your new haven.
Yes. Aurelius's previous haven was a fairly decent New York apartment with tall windows, stained glass, usually covered by curtains, and he had unpacked a beautiful master library, and the bedroom was empty. He never put anything in there. So he sort of reluctantly begins to move some stuff in and then takes a bit of a shining to the new haven, and it becomes determined to make sure it is cleaned up very nice, including putting some resources into it to get some like very fancy, not just vintage, but like old furniture, very stuffy silks, velvets, the works.
Okay. So as you're doing that, you see kind of like what you can assume is a thrall. He says, "All right, you want all these books in where? In one of these rooms?"
Please be very careful with those. I'm going to arrange them by when I acquired them and when they were written.
All right.
The
Well,
plan of the authors, the subject matter.
amazing. All right. Well, look, Mr. Molina told me to do what you want. All right, we're gonna do what you want. All right, boys, like pick these up, and you see like a bunch of like burly movers just like haphazardly take your books in boxes and just like rush them to where they're supposed to be.
Please be careful with those.
As you say that, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Hello?
You turn around to see a very good looking man. Stands about 6'2", chiseled features,
Oh,
very important feeling in his posture. This is Antonio Cardenal, who is the harpy for the Prince of the Camarilla. You have met before, and you have quite a rapport.
hmm. Would you say this was a rapport of mutual respect or
Yes.
deference? Mutual.
Mutual respect. Aurelius, wonderful to see you.
Antonio.
I am really liking everything in this space. This is your new haven,
Well,
correct?
me and a few others. It is going to take a bit of work
Ah,
to fix.
I hear you have to mingle with riffraff. That's very unfortunate. But uh, gave me a call recently. Um, and
Yes.
you
Did
wa-
you find what I was looking for?
you wanted to know some of the people here in your new domain.
Yes. I think it's better to know what kindred might encounter this new group.
Well, to my knowledge, it's a bunch of thin bloods, bunch of caitiff, no one of note. Um,
I'm glad to hear we are not stepping on the necks of any elders as we move in.
the elders have sanctioned that you may stay here and govern over it. You're in college town. It's very a lot of the younger folk stay here. So there's nothing to worry about. I believe we have given out word that people should present fealty to you once everything's been set.
Demanding fealty, you know that is not really my thing.
It's
Uh,
not now, but he slaps you on the side of your arm. But soon enough, you're a Ventru. You're basically built for royalty. Land of kings.
well, or queens as well.
Ah, gendered term. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean.
Yes, you say thin bloods. Do you know if any of those kindred are looking for perhaps some kind of employment, or uh, you think they would fall in line easily?
Well, you being the holder of this domain, I can't see why not. I believe.
I just wanted to make sure there were no previous claims staked on any of
Oh,
those.
oh no, everything should be fine. I believe that Miss Mason, the thin blood primogen, who you know so well, had a chance of meeting, which you remember now is the primogen that got pissed when you fed on one of the thin bloods.
Mhm.
Um, has spoken to them,
Yes.
and they should be more than accommodating for you when everything is ready.
Perhaps I can arrange some kind of tithe then. Thank you for your knowledge. And
Yes, of course. And if you need me, please, you should really invest in some form of community.
I appreciate I've been asked that many times, but I think we both know that the most pertinent orders and messages will make their way through us regardless of the form they come in.
Whatever you say. And he does the Italian like kiss on the both cheeks. Like, okay, well, if you need anything, please feel free. You know you're welcome in Midtown, in the Upper East Side, anytime.
As long as I don't have to get on the subway, I think I'll be.
No, if anything, give me a ring and I'll send a car for you. Don't. Yeah. And clearly this is a Toreador you're talking to. He says,
He turns a ring around on his finger for a second. Oh, okay.
And
He like goes to pull off a ring and give it to him, and then realizes he meant on the phone, and then puts it back on his phone.
Amazing. And as you go through that, we are going to move to our resident rebel, Andre.
What's up?
Andre, you have been on a bender. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy. You're like, fuck it. I have influence now. I have a domain. Never really planned it, but hey, I gotta take care of what's mine.
Here now.
Yeah. And you're doing your crazy thing. And you wanted to check out the security of this new haven.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, because if it's yours, you gotta take care of it, right?
Yup.
One night, one evening, you walk into the haven. It's almost done. It's quite clean now. The broken glass from the gangrel that jumped out of the window has been repaired. The bloodstains on the floor have been cleaned. None of the previous evidences that you were there remain. And as you walk in, you see, hey, you're man, I can't even remember your last name. Shit. I'm very sorry about that. You're Mr. Lupino, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
What you want?
I'm Terry. I'm the guy. I'm the contractor that they hired to get this done. Yeah. My master. He's fine. Like Mr. Molina. He's taking care of everything. So I just wanted to know. So there was a pre-existing security system here, and we have some of the footage from before we started working. I don't know whether you wanted to sift through that or you want us just to wipe it.
No, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh, you want to take that? All right.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Ricky, and some dude from the second floor just like, hey, what's up? Throw me that drive. He's like, oh yeah. Tosses the drive, and he catches it and he hands it to you. All right, sir. Well, everything is pretty much set up. I know there's a bunch of rich folk that will be staying with you. I don't know how they feel about the internet, but we did the due diligence of like hooking you up. So on the third floor we kind of like gave you kind of like a command center where you can like check out some stuff. If you need anything installed there, just let us know. But I hear that you're the man to see when it comes to security systems, so I don't think I have to worry about that.
All right. Yeah, we'll take a look. Thank you for this.
Hey, yeah, anytime. Look, he pulls out a card. It's like, look, sure, you're not, my master. I'm just like somebody else's thrall, but hey, I take pride in my work. So if anything is wrong with the house, just let me know. Give me a call, and I'll come over or send somebody over to fix it. All right.
Thanks, Terry.
All right. And you see Terry just like heads out. Yeah. What do you do?
First of all, gotta go check out this sweet setup. That's very important.
Yeah. You see the setup is quite basic. You have like 5 monitors set up. Pretty much it has like a few basic angles of the house, inside and outside of surveillance. You see there's a camera in the back of the house, front of the house. You have a top view from probably like the top the top area of this house, of this brownstone. You have a few cameras scattered around the house, but there are some blind spots that you notice based on your specialty. You're probably gonna have to add some more because a lot of like the channels are blank. Yeah, but you have like a good command station, a state-of-the-art computer that can run pretty much the programs that you need for surveillance.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, he'd probably, if it's like a quiet night, no big plans, no one's doing anything fun, he'll probably just stay around, set up a bunch of stuff. New neighborhood, weird security guy working at all hours.
Yeah, so basically you settle in. Not a lot of there's not a lot of things that need to be fixed so far. You settle in, there's several rooms that are available. All of the rooms have like fake windows. So basically it's all blacked out. So no trace of light can come in. You've seen this before, you've installed some before. And yeah. You have the run of the place. This place should be ready in 2 days.
Cool. Yeah. After everything gets set up and he's like starting to finesse it, he starts to get antsy and like halfway through working on something, he's like, "Okay, it's the middle of the night. I'm gonna go do something else now. Goodbye." And starts to work slower because his attention gets drawn away more and more frequently, and it's could be that he's a little anxious around being around a certain person. And yeah, so he goes out in the middle of working on stuff, probably the first chance he gets.
Mm-hmm. And where do you go?
Probably, given how hungry he's been getting, he's probably gonna go to one of the usual clubs that he goes to. Maybe if Evelyn's around, maybe hit up Evelyn. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a cell phone, you hit up Evelyn. Yeah. Evelyn says like, "Look, I'm at the library right now. If you wanna come through."
Oh yeah.
You head to the Lower East Side. And you get to this very dingy bar which smells like a bathroom, but a lot of people are still in it. You see the back of the bar is a projector is playing, and it's playing a lot of trauma films that from back in the 80s. And just a bunch of like 20 somethings having a wonderful night out. And at the end of the bar, you see Evelyn with a little thing, just flirting with this punk rock blonde hair with like a kind of like a wolf cut. You see they're sporting like a leather coat, kind of like a corset top, and your hunger kind of rises a little bit as you see kind of the veins of this girl, as she's not wearing a scarf, and like kind of accentuates in a long manner. You hear in the back of your head, it's a lot of good eating tonight. Come on, come on. Look at you, handsome man. Sexy as fuck. You can get anybody in this bar. Just get him alone and let's just feed. Come on.
Kind of delirious for a minute of how hungry he is. I think he very like relaxed, like nothing's wrong, nothing's the matter, everything's fine. Kind of rolls his shoulders back, walks along the bar over. Hey.
And as you're walking to the bar, you're hearing their conversations. Like, see, that's the problem. Everything, every post, it's so performative. It doesn't really mean anything. the issues just don't get addressed. And oh, hey, and you see Evelyn just gives you a nod, and you see this girl. It's like, you guys know each other? Evelyn's like, this is my friend, actually my ex roommate, Andre. Yeah, this is
Hey.
this is Tanya. Yeah, she was just telling me about how TikTok has taken over activism, but the problems with it that come along with it. I was just listening to how a lot of these activists, right, just all show and all bark and no bite. Not like you and me, right?
Not at all. I mean, I hear you. I do. I get it. TikTok's a bit flashy for me.
Oh, really? Like, what's your username? Like, and she takes out her phone and she opens the app.
Oh no, I've just looked around. I'm a little old school in that way.
Oh, you just lurk. All right, it's fine. It's fine. She puts back her phone in her jacket. Like, Evelyn's like, so, you all right, bud?
Oh, just a little hungry. It's been a long. Yeah, we should catch up. But first, Tanya, what. And he's fully like trying to form sentences and cannot because he is so hungry.
You are trying to, yeah, exactly. You're trying to compose yourself, and they're wearing this kind of very fragrant perfume, and it's just intoxicating to you. And with that kind of like metally chemical scent of that perfume, it pierces through your nose, the scent of iron from the blood pumping through their veins, and it's the most delicious thing you've ever smelled. The back of your head, look, Evelyn can fend for herself. We need something now, and she looks mighty delicious.
Evelyn, do you mind if I
You know what? I'm gonna see if I can grab a smoke from some of the guys outside. Leave you guys here. All right? Any drinks? Put it on my tab.
You're a doll.
And we're gonna veil this a little bit, and let's see. Let me check what I'm gonna let you. If you can give me a manipulation and persuasion or subterfuge, whichever you want. Or if you want to use charisma, I will let you use charisma.
Oh, please, charisma. He's genuinely trying to like talk to them and be like, yeah, I actually do understand a lot of the stuff we're talking about, but also like, hello, I'm very hungry.
You know what we're gonna do? Give me charisma and leadership. Is that better?
That's hilarious. Charisma, good. Leadership, 0.
Lastly, how is your politics?
Not strong.
I love this. All right. So let's just do charisma and persuasion or subterfuge.
Cool. We're gonna go with persuasion.
Because you guys are just talking about, current state of the political landscape.
Yeah. Okay. No criticals, but 3 successes.
It's more than you needed. This girl thinks you're hot. She started doing the touching your bicep thing while talking to you. She at a moment she said like it's getting a little warm, so she takes her coat off. And during the night you're noticing that there's a lot more people coming in the bar, and you take your opportunity and you guys find a little where you take a little sip. how much do you?
Oof. Probably a. Oh, just gonna roll and see how this judgment goes. Yeah, probably more than a little bit more than a sip.
Okay, so well, how much do you try to take away from?
2.
2?
Not
Okay.
gonna drain her. Really like them. Just like we're gonna be cool
Fantastic.
here.
Fantastic. You guys start, canoodling in the. They even start typing their number in your phone, and you take your bite, and they are in bliss and in ecstasy. And we will step away from that. And you get to feed. And at the end of the night, they're a little woozy. They take an Uber home. Evelyn is like, having fun.
They were cool
You know me. I know how to pick up.
every time.
Yeah. Sucks that I have to find a new but hey, anything from little boy, and she scrunches up your hair.
When you got a minute, maybe not here. I got a quandary I want to run by you.
How about we check out this new domain I've been hearing things. I heard what you got. How about we take a car and let's head to the west side.
Sure, yeah.
You guys take a car to the west side. Aurelius, this is about the time where you where you're like, please take like my books. You guys run into Aurelius. Aurelius, you see woman. Reminiscent of Carmen Sandiego. That's exactly how I imagine her.
Yeah.
Long brown hair, very tan skin, full red lips, and she's in this like nice like wool jacket with some form of like herringbone pattern.
Hello, bonjour. Could you step out of the way? They're bringing in a tapestry.
Who's this asshole?
Aurelius, this is my sire, Evelyn.
Oh, hello, Evelyn.
Evelyn, this is Aurelius. We're just here to check. I'm just gonna
She's like,
give her a little walk around.
smells like Camarilla.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'm surprised that I have not met you in this city, but I haven't been around recently, and you seem like you must be recent.
No, maybe it's because you don't really hang. But it's fine. It's nice to meet. Aurelius, was it?
Oh yes, Aurelius de Leon.
Okay. So, we have something to discuss. It looks like it's to get out of your way.
I'm conducting some operations here.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna go to the. I got a little something.
There was a room that was making some strange noises, and lights seemed to be
Those
coming
are-
from it.
Computers, Aurelius.
I know what the computer.
Okay, just checking.
God, it's one of the pats.
Yeah.
No, let's get out of here. And she follows your lead. Where do you lead her?
Yeah. Up to the room with all the security equipment.
So your command center. Okay.
Yeah, the place that feels the most like home. Since what's home? We don't have one of those.
Yeah.
And he shuts the door. So that guy.
That guy.
I saw him eat one of ours. Eat a kindred.
And that's okay with the Ivory Tower?
I guess whatever this job was they wanted us to go on was so important they didn't care.
Okay. Well, talk shit. Look, you know what? You know what? Look, keep it in your back pocket, all right? Because Cammy fucks. You can't trust. Them. So whenever things get dicey and you need a card to play, just that in your that.
For sure. And you just stay away from him. You know,
Hey.
you see him here, you leave.
Look, as much as I love you, I'm probably not gonna spend a lot off. It's
Yeah.
thin blood country and uncultured swine. Just a bunch of just want a quick fuck. So Lower East Side's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'll come visit you, but just him in particular. The others are fine. Bit
Alright.
stuffy, but fine.
How you liking your new toys?
It's nice, you know. Someone actually who knows how to set up a whole actual surveillance system for once.
I mean, if it's the king of New York, it's a lot of money. You know?
Better than my recycled shit.
Yeah, but he does a lot more worse things to get what. So
Sure,
you're
yeah.
better- you're
It's less
better
fun.
off. Yeah, exactly. So, what do you got here? Anything juicy? Anything? What's going on?
Oh, you know, we did that thing, you know, that I got the special fun note, my favorite flavor, random notes. And we might have accidentally stolen something, some less accidentally, from the King of New York.
Fuck yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
Where is it?
good shit. You know, I don't fucking know. I don't really care.
Alright. Well, hey. Whatever it is, make sure you make the most of it.
Yeah, you know, having fun. If it gets weird, I always find new places to be.
Yeah. She starts sitting by the control center. It's like, these things do anyway. She starts pressing stuff.
Hey,
And-
hey.
It's like, what? And she keeps pressing, and she presses a button, and one of the screens lights. And you notice the timestamp. The timestamp is from 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
About 6 days before you did your. And you notice a man talking to who you can easily recognize as Dover. Talking to two gentlemen. One in a crisp suit, dark hair, kind of average height, and another man who's about 6'3" or something. He's wearing kind of like a preppy vibe, of African descent, and he hits Dover. And you see the other gentleman pull this guy back and push the other one down the stairs. Not to make him fall, but like to shove him out. And this guy in the suit speaks a little bit more to Dover, and Dover just shakes his head, and they both leave. And Evelyn's like, what the fuck is this?
So the last guy that was here had some interesting friends. You recognize any of these two?
And her eyes widen as she looks at the video. She rewinds it a little. And we're going to take a break.
Oh, arms.
Yeah, I like to keep people on their toes. Chat, you guys are wonderful. Thanks for staying with us. We're gonna be back in 5 minutes. So be sure to stand up, hydrate yourself, and do a little stretch. And we'll be back soon and continue this interesting scene of events. And yeah, see you in a bit. And we are back. Yeah. I thought you were
Hello.
Kai, I thought you were like waving money around and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, my money.
Amazing. Last we left off, all of our kindred went through a lot of things. Found out a lot of different things. Aurelius found that book that they procured had kind of like a manifest of some sort that contained a location or a set of locations for something, although they need a cipher. Andre was able to feed, and they found something in the drive of the the old security footage from the house, and Evie met a gentleman that they might have an understanding.
Maybe.
And
see.
lastly, we're gonna get back to Rowan. Rowan,
Hey.
your phone like rang and you got a text, and it's basically in like around Christopher Street. You drive, it only takes you about 5 minutes. And you see a guy in kind of like in an oversized suit. It's just not well fitted to him, looking a little haggard, and he waves you over. It's like, you Rowan?
Yes, who are you?
Oh, just call me Buddy, all right? Look, could you come with me? We gotta load something in the truck, and it's all the way in the.
You cut out a little bit, Fab, so I didn't hear the last
it's-
part of it.
It's all the way in the alley. Yeah. If you could just like help me out a little bit.
Yeah, sure. It's just you, and she kind of looks around shoulder
Well-
for anyone else.
Well, it's me and a friend. The friend is who we need to grab. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Let's go grab your friend.
Yeah. And he leads you down the alley, and you see, what you see is what you could assume is another kindred, because this man is injured in a way that no kind would survive.
But he's like still conscious.
Yeah, he's cognizant and conscious. He knows what's going on, and he is in a lot of pain. He's like, oh man. And you see half of his body is burnt. Not by fire though. Something different. Kind of like electrical burns.
Okay.
And it's like, help, please. Look, I don't know if you know anybody who can help us out, but man, my buddy's gonna. Like,
You don't have anyone to take him to? This is just
look.
you were hoping I would?
Look. You have a reputation. We've only been turned for like 2 years, man. Like,
Buddy, I drive a U-Haul. I do not. Okay.
Do you not know any like, I don't know, vampire doctors, like kindred doctors, or something?
I do admittedly know a vampire doctor, but that's besides the point. Yeah, we can grab him. Come on.
So you guys, and they go into the back of your. You make sure that you're not seen, and you start driving. Who are you driving to? Okay.
I don't know who else to take him to.
Okay. And as you guys are driving, you're not sure where Evie is. Do you want to send a message or something?
Yeah, can I pass Buddy my phone and just tell him, just call the number that says Evie on the phone with a Y.
Okay. He calls. Evie, you are still with Daniel. Daniel, you and Daniel, what do you do while you hang out with Daniel? Because he's all about what you want to do.
If I see this Rowan, and I feel like at this point Rowan and Evie have been like chatting, and it's been like this really weird, like two young girls or women, so they can kind of vibe, but they're like very different. So it's like
Yeah.
we're cool, but I'm not gonna hang out with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do literally anything else.
Amazing.
So it's like gonna see the name and be like, oh, I have to take this. I will be right back.
Sure.
And it's just gonna like walk away, and it's gonna like try really hard to walk like a normal person in the heels, and like, you know, try to give him an aura of like just being a little bit more than like.
Roll me charisma and etiquette, just for shits
Sure,
and giggles.
Charisma is 3, etiquette is 3. Okay, that's not too bad. Mm-hmm. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yeah.
He looks at you up and down, and he looks like he likes what he sees.
19-year-old.
He looks as if he's only like about like 22 years old.
Okay, so he's not
young.
like
he's
okay.
not like old man like in his 30s like hey. No, he
I wasn't
looks like,
sure.
He looks pretty young. He looks like he's in his like early 20s. At least when he was he was turned.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna like go off far enough to get like some privacy. But still like in eyesight, so I can kind of like watch him too. And I'll pick it up and be like, "Hello."
Hey, hi. Sorry, your friend told me to call you. And look, my buddy's also another kindred. You're a kindred too, right?
No, just ask her where she is first.
Oh, I don't want no masquerade violation, man. I know what that shit gets you.
It's fine. What is happening?
Oh, so one of my friends got into kind of an altercation with some pretty boy, and like, he did some weird shit, and now he's all burnt up. Look, we really need some help. We're young. He's gonna die, like die for real if like nobody takes care of him.
I mean, okay.
Is there a place that we can meet you at? Like, look. You're hearing the back. You're hearing the back. I'm gonna die.
You're probably gonna die. Ron, do you know where my clinic is?
No, I don't know where's your clinic.
I recite the address in the medical village. Just go to the clinic. I have stuff there. I've got extra material for him.
Okay, great. Thank you, babe. I'll see you there.
Okay, bye, honey.
And as you walk back to Daniel's, like, is something wrong?
I have a medical emergency that I have to go and handle. I'm so sorry.
Intelligence, so attractive. Can I see you again?
Probably. I don't know when I'll be available, but I am going to have a supper party pretty soon. Might be fun.
Count me there.
All right. Obviously, it just hands over a phone with the expectation. Put your info in.
Oh, I don't really have any info. How about you give me your info and I'll reach out?
Okay. And then she will produce like one of her business cards for the clinic and just be like, this will work.
And he takes it. He looks at it. He puts it in his jacket pocket. He takes your hand, kisses it one last time, and gives you a slight bow, and he starts to head over to Victor to pay the bill.
Yeah. So we'll go and take probably like whatever's gonna be fastest. So if it's an Uber, then that. I don't
Yeah.
imagine she doesn't drive.
Yeah, you can easily take an Uber, no problem.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, she will go off and to meet Rowan and friends.
Okay. As you guys are going to meet up, Andre,
Hello.
you see Evelyn just like shake her head. This guy, everybody in the city is looking for these guys.
Who the fuck are they?
Have you not heard of the Spire? You
Oh, those fucking guys. Yeah, I fucking listen. All right. I'm mostly here to have a good time, and these Spire guys are really fucking cramping my style.
Look, they're gonna cramp more than your style, all right? Look, Andre, and she gets a little serious. She holds you by the shoulder. If you see any of them, and I mean if you see any of these two guys, you better run. Right? These guys are a bunch of Tremere. They do weird shit, all right? They can fuck you up beyond any way that you can fuck anybody up, all right?
Hey, they did some shit. They did some shit up here, actually. When we, so that guy, Dover, he's dead now. And he tells her the story in as much detail as he remembers, of the blood spear thing. But he definitely paints it as it was attacking him and not anything else.
Mm-hmm. It's like, look, see, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen a kindred do that when they're not even around?
No.
So be careful, all right?
Yeah, all right.
Right? Fuck all these kids that you're with. If worse comes to worse, come to me. We'll get out of here. All right?
Yeah.
This kid, like, I think this guy's name is like Chester or something.
Chester?
Chester. Yeah,
Or
Chester.
Chester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know, the other guy, the only thing I know about this guy, they call him a Nancy. Like the trickster god, yeah. So he's
Alright.
he's into trickery and shit. These are different Tremere. These are not like the ones that, you know, not the ones from the pyramid or the fucking like the covens. Nah, these they dabble in different shit. I hear that Anansi kid can actually do some illusion magic. So apart from the blood sorcery, so be careful. I'm just saying.
That shit's fucked up. Alright.
Yep. Look. Alright. This is a nice place, alright? Just keep your head down when there's trouble, and if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Yeah, and hey, my haven is your haven.
Your doll. Alright, let me get out of here before the stink of that of Frenchie down there sticks on my coat. It's brand new.
Nice. Yeah, there's a back door.
Fantastic. So she starts heading down. Aurelius, what are you doing?
Is everyone at the Haven now?
Not necessarily. It's not supposed to be ready yet, but you and Andre are definitely at the.
I think Aurelius has a student meeting in Washington Square Park. Also, after the sun has set, students know that he's weird. Just to go over some coursework for this one class that he's like doing once a week kind of thing, and then he gets back with like a tote bag and a bunch of notes, and just like sort of stops and sees that more people are moving in, skittish, and then eventually makes his way inside to see if his lights and everything have been arranged properly. Especially if Andre and Evelyn are still hanging around, he mostly seems to be purposefully ignoring them, or like they'll like leave a room after a while and he'll like go in and see if they like just
You
did.
you definitely hear footsteps heading out the back door, and you hear Evelyn say their goodbyes to Andre.
Andre, may I have your
Sure, yeah. What do you want?
I know we haven't gotten to talk necessarily since shared experience. And I know this might sound a bit uncomfortable, not something I usually ask, but I haven't done a lot of living, and I was wondering if we could have some kind of roommate meeting about who comes over.
You mean like a house meeting? You wanna have a house
Yes.
meeting? Sure, yeah.
I think it might be a nice idea. I've put some resources into this place, and some kind of shielding protection be useful, but I also, since this is to our domain, the people who come by here, appearances must be.
You worried that Evelyn's gonna like what, besmirch your good name?
I've done that for myself. You don't have to about that. Not mine. Rather, I worry that those who move into a new area can often be target of other kindred who think they might prove something, and I'm just worried about who comes in, knows about the place. We have it fully established. That makes sense.
Sure, yeah, and I actually have some faces that we should keep a lookout for. Maybe give a bit of room to.
Yes, that.
All right.
We will house meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to do this house meeting now, or?
I think in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. In the future, that was enough conversation. That's all you get out of her.
I just
Andre's
wanted-
just like, okay, I'm gonna go this way now.
I just wanted to
Not
see
right
if
now.
you were gonna try to call Evie and Rowan and Elizabeth.
I don't have a cell.
But Andre
He sends
does.
couriers and little letters and things. So Andre's like, sure, that's nice for you. I'm gonna go do my thing now.
I
Amazing.
have an intern who
You have an
helps me send
intern?
letters.
Okay.
Yes, I have an intern.
And do you head out?
Amazing.
Do you start heading out to this like study group thing?
Yeah. I think so. Aurelius has a few different study groups. He has student study groups, he has library like study groups, and then he has what I would fondly call a cult study group, which is
Oh, yeah.
maybe there's like one or two other kindred with like niche hyperfixations on cult stuff who also dabble in a little bit of some of the things that he had.
Okay. So which study group do you go to tonight?
Tonight is the student study.
Okay.
Aurelius is giving a lecture on French architectural history.
Okay. And so Aurelius, you do your lecture, and as you're walking out, you bump into somebody. Well, somebody bumps into you.
Bonjour.
Oh,
Pardon.
I'm sorry. Oh shit. And you see there are just paper just strewn around, and you notice that it is notes from your lecture.
Do you need?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, that was a very interesting lecture you got. You did. This guy about like 5'8", like olive complexion, dark hair. He's wearing a turtleneck and kind of like a long coat. He's like,
Messy.
hey, I know it's a little bit late, but I my name's Jonathan, by the way.
Then, well, if you attend my class, you can call me Professor De Leon, but you can also call me Aurelius.
Yeah, Aurelius, awesome. Yeah, I was wondering if I could maybe buy you a coffee or something. We can.
Why would you do that?
Well, I
Do you
was.
need help with some work?
No, I just thought it would be nice to converse with the guy. Uh, Rewind. What were you talking about in this? What was the topic of your?
So Aurelius is really interested in old, like, monarchy and religious French architecture. So, like, churches kind of thing, Versailles,
Yeah.
that art history. So, was probably doing some lecture on, like, architectural art movements of the 1800s, 1900s.
Amazing. So he says, like, as any student would do, I was hoping to talk to you more about maybe like have some form of information exchange. You know, I think you're very eloquent when you're talking about these things, and I think it would be nice
Could I get
to yeah,
insight check on this guy?
sure, wits and
Or some kind of,
insight.
like, I want to understand what he is.
Yeah, give me a wits and insight.
Excellent. Okay, wits plus insight. And I. All right. That is one success.
How many successes?
A single success.
Would you like to spend a willpower to
Nah.
raise your? Okay, he seems like an earnest student.
Sure. I have time for a coffee.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great. There's a place down the street if you wanna head over there.
Yes, absolutely. If you give me one moment, I'm just going to look up and
Yeah, sure.
finish this up. Doesn't seem to make too much of it. Back down with a long rumpled trench coat and puts on a pair of glasses. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and he just gives you kind of a look, and he leads you to the coffee shop. Let's go back to the sisterhood here and see how they're doing. So you guys are Rowan, you're rushing. You're like give me a dexterity plus drive roll.
Okay. Let me check my sheet. I add my hunger to that, or
Yes.
okay.
You replace the amount of dice equal to your hunger.
Okay. So it's 5 dice in total. So sorry. What is a success? Is over 5, right?
Yes. Over 5
Okay.
is a success.
3 successes.
3 successes. You get there no problem. You screech. Your van screeches on a little bit of the sidewalk, and you parallel park like that. It's like thank you. Where should we go?
I just go inside and look for very small blonde women.
Okay. Evie, you are now seeing in your office one kindred who is in a shabby suit The other one is in a half-burnt state. Based on your experience, these are. It looks like they were charred by like a live wire. You're muted.
Sorry about that. And she'll be like, "Oh God, what happened to you?"
It smells horrendous. It's like, look, I don't. There's this guy. Look, I thought he was messing with us. I thought he was trying to get my prey on, like prey for me, and I try to bounce him, right, and he just like, you're young, like you guys seem young, like Palpatine, like something.
What?
Do you know what Palpatine
Star
is?
Wars. Look, he just shot lightning from his hands.
Oh. So you met at Tremere today. Okay. Come on. And she kind of just like walks over and starts like getting probably it's a clinic for like blood donation, so it's probably just like getting like one of the chairs they recline you in while you give blood. Just like lay him down.
You see they look at each other. It's like, I'm not gonna make it, man. No, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it, buddy. Like, look, and they touch foreheads. And it's like, look, man, we're in this together. You're not gonna leave me in eternity alone, man.
Amy's just like very unimpressed, going like, "That's adorable, but you guys need to drink these." And like basically like will chuck like two like infusion bags, like blood bags at them from like storage.
Roll
that she's probably
me,
had.
roll me wits plus medicine and add your specialty.
Okay. What's this for?
Don't forget your hunger.
Yeah. What's medicine? Do I have enough dice? And yeah. Okay, I have barely enough dice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
8 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stabilize. And you see what, Evie, you've seen this before. He goes into torpor. Which isn't bad. Which isn't necessarily bad. It means he'll be okay after some time. And
Yeah.
you have to explain this to Buddy, who is the companion. And yeah, they thank you profusely. And they ask Rowan's like, look, how much do you owe you?
$2,000 for her.
Do you accept Bitcoin?
Absolutely not.
What is a Bitcoin?
Oh, fuck.
It's a scam. And she's just like,
All right.
like,
And he's like, look, I'm gonna leave my buddy here. Let me just go to the ATM. I'll get your money. All right.
okay.
So he
He's
goes.
collateral.
Yeah. And he heads out. And you guys are free to like have a conversation for a bit.
So the guy's just turned into a bat right now.
He's just looking at this guy who's like, basically passed out. And it's just like, so this is what you do for a living.
Kind of. It's
You're like-
more usually the driving part, but sometimes stuff like this happens.
Oh, okay.
She
So you're
starts,
not
like-
usually weird
so it's a
ambulance.
bat, right? Like, just to clarify. Fubs.
Yeah. What was that?
It's a bat, just to clarify, right?
What's a bet?
The man.
No, he
No, he's
No,
not. He's not
he
a
just
bat.
passed out.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
passed
for
out.
some reason I heard that he turned into a bat during this. Okay.
No.
I'm very confused.
No,
Okay, cool.
He's like in a coma to regenerate.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the word bat somewhere along those lines. No, yeah, I don't usually like picking up people that are dying, but I can't. You don't really get to choose most of the time.
Oh. I
What's
mean, you get to choose on Uber. Just
Uber?
say no. Huh?
I don't want
Okay.
to do Uber.
I
I'm
thought.
gonna pick up humans.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that you like could just say no. Like, no's a great word.
You had money though.
Okay. How can I just like book you for like the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, what do you want me to do for you?
You're just gonna drive me around
Drive you where?
from my house to here. Most of the time, probably to see the guys, I guess.
The boys.
The boys and Elizabeth.
Do you want my company during the day?
I mean, sure, if you want to like hang out here and not
I
go
mean, if you're
wherever.
paying me for the whole day, I might as well just stay and watch over you while you do this tea party planning? Is that
What?
what? The tea party.
It's a supper club.
What? So it's like a tea party for dinner.
You just watch it. She's like, "You're not wrong, but
I
also that's
twitch.
incorrect." Yeah, it's just like,
I twitch all of a sudden.
yes, it's a tea party for adults.
I that's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like do lab research, like a lot of it. That's 90% of my time.
What do you research?
Points at the giant case of blood. That is just like all types of blood
And
has
Rowan,
been organized.
as you see, you see like cabinets, like freezer cabinets filled with different types of blood and different types of vials. And it's not like anything you've seen before. If anything, it's a buffet for you if you'd like. But yeah.
Yeah. The Camarilla set me up to do research on us and them. So
Blood?
Yeah.
Specifically?
Yeah. Diseases, what the hell the Vitae is, just, trying to find answers.
Do you drink this?
I mean, I prefer not to, but sometimes it's like I'm in the middle of things and I don't have time to go out. So, yeah. It's like, a meal replacement.
Like a Happy Meal or something like that, like a Lunchable.
What's a Lunchable?
It's like these little like snack packs that have crackers and cheese in them and Kool-Aid.
What is Kool-Aid? What?
Let me tell you, it's fruit punch.
Well, why wouldn't you just call it fruit punch?
Because it's a specific brand.
You hear the door open and it's Buddy again. It's like, all right, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here you go. And he hands over cold cash, $1,000.
I said two.
Yeah, I remember hearing $2,000.
Can I just Venmo you the rest? Because I'm tapped out for the night and banks are closed.
Your friend will stay here for tonight. You can go back tomorrow.
All right, just give me a sec. And he leaves again. And we're gonna skip the day. And actually no, we're not gonna skip because we got somebody to accompany Aurelius here. Aurelius, you are now in this coffee shop and there's kind of like live music happening in this coffee shop. you're along McDougal. Um,
Mm.
and there's just like this small coffee shop that
This is nice.
oh, do you come here often?
No, I don't think I've been here before. I usually home after class.
Oh, you'd love it. You'd love it. It's amazing here. Yeah. Sure. Let's sit
So-
over there in the back.
Oh, okay. As long as there's some kind of table if you want to spread out your paper.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be. How about you wait for me there and I'll grab 2 coffee.
I won't have. That's all.
Can I get you anything?
It's late.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Coffee,
Yeah, of
coffee
course.
at night. It keeps you.
Oh yeah, I'm a night owl. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you there. Let me just grab some.
Done.
Sit down. You're waiting, and he comes back. You notice that this spot that he pointed out is kind of secluded from. And he sits down, and
Before he sits down, I'm going to activate Unswayable Mind.
Okay.
Which is a dominate ability that gives me the ability to resist any attempts to sway me through mundane charms, coercion, and wild.
okay.
So, free cost, and the user has extra dust and fortitude, and any dice made to roll to resist coercion.
Amazing. Good to know. He sits down and he places the cup. And, for a bit, you guys are, having a wonderful conversation about, religious architecture and art. Until roll me a wits and insight check. Or awareness, whichever is higher.
Excellent. I will go with wits awareness.
Okay.
Oh, I love the sound when you roll your dice.
Very good.
Click clack.
That is one success. I'm going to spend willpower. Did we get to rest and restore any willpower?
Yes, you did. Restoring willpower is basically every time you rest, you regain willpower equal to either your composure or your resolve, whichever is higher. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you only needed 1, so you don't have to spend it.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't taken a sip of his coffee this whole time.
Do you prefer sugar?
Oh no. I'm good. And he just like leans in. So, young professor, like, this is a little forward, but I don't see thing.
Sorry, you cut out. Could you run that by me one time?
Yeah. He says, like, I don't really notice a ring.
Oh,
I'm sorry if that's too
No, no.
forward.
I don't have a self.
No, like a ring. Like, you seem
Oh.
like you're
Are
single.
you asking about my romantic availability? Yes.
Yeah, normally, look, you're the youngest, like, aide here I've seen here, and, yeah.
How old are you?
Oh, it's not important.
As much as I am flattered by the interest, I thought you asked me here to talk about that.
Yeah,
No.
I did. I just
Okay.
wanted to know whether or not you'll be, leaving, anybody, so I wanted to make sure. And you notice that his eyes turn gold.
Interesting.
Aurelius,
Yeah.
you seem like a reasonable man. I need that journal.
You
And
need my shirt?
I need that journal. Sorry.
Oh.
The
I
thing
was
about
like,
my mic,
damn.
the thing about my mic is like it changes volume on its own for some reason. Anyway, he says I need that journal. And as he does, we are actually going to cut.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna cut to that. And Andre,
Hey.
what are you doing?
After Evelyn left, he has turned on music as loud as he can in the house because he is by himself
Mm-hmm.
and is just like unpacking his shit, fiddling with some of the cameras, just kind of generally milling around. Definitely standing on Aurelius's fancy furniture.
Mm-hmm. And as you're doing so, you're going around the house. It looks like somebody missed the spot while cleaning. And you notice that there is an eye watching you from a bloodstain.
He stops what he's doing, and I'm assuming he's holding like a screwdriver or something because he's working on stuff around the house, and he's gonna just throw it at the eye.
Okay, throw it at the eye. It gets splotched.
Sure.
And you hear some form of voice. It's a woman's voice. And you hear it say, Give us the journal. Give us the journal. Give us the journal. Give us the journal.
I look around.
And you see it's coming seemingly from the bloodstains.
Hey, get the fuck out of my house.
You don't know what's going on. What you're dealing with.
What are we dealing with?
If you want to live, give us the journal. No, journal.
I don't have your fucking journal. Leave me the fuck alone.
And you see some of the blood just dry up and burn. And we're gonna end for that tonight.
Creepy.
The drama.
Yeah.
We made a choice, guys.
You guys
sure
made a
did.
choice. Yeah. Audio problems aside. Thank you so much for stopping by, joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. Yeah. I'm gonna go around and introduce the cast again, so you have a better idea whose pretty wonderful faces you're seeing on your screen right now. Let's start with Kai.
Hi everyone, I've been Kai. You can find me on all social media platforms as Estelle of Imladris. Elvish spelling is in the chat. I am a AP performer, dungeon master, homebrew addict, crazy person. You can find me. I will be running Of Those Lost on Mercs of Mischief starting in early September. And you can find me just announced. I will be guesting over on Exquisite Corpse in Divine Intervention again next week. And yeah, I'll be here next week too.
Amazing. Alex.
Hello, my name is Alex. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns. My Forgive the sizzling in the background if you can hear it. You can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and most other places at Aldermancy or at Sword Ghost Games, where I'm making a bunch of upcoming tabletop indie game development content. Very, very excited about it. You can also find me every single Saturday, as long as I have time, with my group at Total Party Kiss, GMing the homebrew horror D&D 5th edition campaign Strange Hungers at 9 a.m. PST and 12 p.m. EST. And I am also going to be GMing an upcoming long shot on Total Party Kiss every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It has not yet been announced, but I'm very, very excited about it. We just had our session 0.5. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah. Emily.
Hi, my name is Emily. I go by she, her. I post my art online at Emily Pearson Art if you would like to check my art out. I also did the little player drawings for
Yeah.
this game. I don't know what else to call them.
Some amazing portraits right there.
Thank you. Yeah. Go follow me if you wanna. I got a book coming out on October 12th, I think. Let me double check which one's the Wednesday. Yes, October 12th. Called Bonding. It's with myself and Matt Ermond and Kay Pinecone. It's gonna be really, really weird. So go pre-order that if you would like to.
Yeah, honestly, I think books like that, graphic novels, might actually come out a day early. So check out on the 12th as well at your local comic
11th.
stores or the book. Oh, 11th.
Yeah.
Or
It's
even
the day
bookstores.
before.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be at bookstores too.
Yeah. And last but not least, Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny. I go by they, them. You can find me at Twitter at @ByShalane. I don't have a ton of stuff happening right away, but I'm gonna have an online store soon, which will have stuff specifically for DMs. I just decided to add, there are gonna be forums for relationship tracking in D&D and other tabletop games, specifically to just help people keep track of that for people that want more romance in their games. So yeah, that's a thing that's in development right now.
Amazing.
Danny does a really cool job with it. They've managed to turn it into BioWare hearts.
Danny and Emily are also cast members in our Monday show, Hellions
Oh, yeah.
of Karnak. And yeah, my name is Fabian. I am your storyteller. I DM a game on Thursdays on the same channel called Reckoning in Dawn's Shadow. It's an all-Asian cast set in a post-colonial Asian setting. Yeah, catch me this Thursday, 8 o'clock EST. I do dumb shit on this channel pretty much. And if you're interested in playing with us, we have 2 games that we are casting for, so check out our Twitter. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week, and we'll see what deep shit these kids are in, actually. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.